Here is why Nnamdi Kanu is still in prison despite court's order. Buhari speaks, gives his verdict. I greet everyone in the house. It's a pleasure meeting all of you on this very channel. I believe that you are still very much there waiting for our evening broadcast. We want to appreciate you at least for the morning comments, opinions, messages, and mails that you have sent to us. They are awesome. Thank you so much because you've been doing wonderfully well. We appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Looking at this very content, you will see that President Buhari is finally, gradually adhering to the court order. He has no choice than to do that because why? Because um, the court speaks the voice of the law. The court is the voice of the law itself. So since the law have declared Nnamdi Kanu free, then he has no choice than to concur. Of course, yes, he has no choice than to concur. You understand? Unless you want to face the law itself. You understand? But then, when you look at it very well, you will see that President Buhari already has surrendered. He's just proving a little headstrong so that the world will not think that he is giving up. Very funny and very laughable. All right, my people, let's quickly check on the content and understand what really transpired and why Mr. President is still proving very difficult to understand despite court order. What is he trying to say? This is evening news. Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOP, has a cat and mouse history with the Nigerian government. The British Nigerian activist gained prominence when he launched Radio Biafra in the United Kingdom, with which he spread his agenda, calling for the breakaway of Biafra from Nigeria. Kanu was first arrested in Lagos in October 2015. He was detained for over a year and a half despite court orders demanding his release. In April 2017, he was released on bail on health grounds. However, he skipped bail and went abroad. He also went against another of the terms set for bail by granting interviews to champion the IPOP movement. In June 2021, Kanu was rearrested and brought to Nigeria to face trial on treason charges. The Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, gave no details as to where he was arrested, except to say that it was the collaborative effort of Nigerian intelligence and security services. In April 2022, 8 out of 15 charges brought against him were struck out by the Federal High Court in Abuja. The federal government in May 2022 amended the charges against Kanu and listed his lawyers as accomplices. In July 2022, a group backed by the United Nations called for the release of Kanu from detention. Almost immediately, a northern coalition of 52 groups rejected the call for Kanu's release, underscoring the highly sensitive and political nature of the matter. Recently, on October 14, 2022, an appeal court sitting in Abuja freed Kanu of all terrorism charges. It also ordered his release and the payment of compensation of up to 500 million. The court noted that the federal government violated all known laws when it forcefully extradited Kanu. The extradition was done from Kenya to Nigeria for the continuation of his trial. Now, why is Kanu still in custody? The government said it will not release Kanu despite the court ruling. It said instead it will review its legal options and could institute other charges against him. He remains in the custody of the Department of State Services (DSS). Malami, the Attorney General, said that although the basis upon which Kanu was freed was based on rendition, that is, the process of sending a suspected criminal to another country for interrogation, it was not, in his opinion, sufficient enough. He provided four reasons why the government couldn't release him. In his words, in arriving at a decision whether to release or not release Kanu, one, you look at the rule of law. Two, you look at the public and the national interest. Three, you look at the security situation. Four, you look at international diplomacy. He urged that Kanu had jumped bail before and could not be trusted to not do so again. Malami also argued that his history suggests that he could incite people again after his release. He feared that he could use his influence to launch a foreign attack against Nigeria. This is not the first time this is happening. In 2017, for instance, despite a court ruling ordering the release of Ibrahim Zazaki, the leader of the Islamic movement of Nigeria, the Nigerian government refused to do so, stating that the continued detention was in the security and public interest. Voila day. My people, these excuses to me they are not reasonable. If they are reasonable, why did the court itself why did the court itself decided to release Nnamdi Kanu? Can Malami be more sensitive than the judges, than the three judges that passed the judgment? Can Malami be more sensitive and intellectual enough than the 21 judges after the three judges that passed the judgment? 21 judges that also came to prove Nnamdi Kanu innocent and declare him free? So what are we talking about? President Buhari have nothing to say as far as I'm concerned. Same goes to Malami. This very case of Nnamdi Kanu already is has become a personal thing. You understand? So that is just it. So my people, let us not flog or beat around the bush. We all know the truth. So let us just abide by the truth. Okay? Buhari is running away from the court verdict. You understand? So don't forget your comments are still very, very, very important. Don't forget to leave them below the comment section. Click on the subscription buttons as well as the bell buttons to get updated each time we upload any new videos. Thank you.